Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Listing Attraction System. I'm Dr. Hank, and I'm a real estate business and life coach. And I have this training you're going to just love. That it I took through. We did a live session of this last week, and I heard back from all kinds of real estate agents who attended that session, and the best one response was that within the last week, a real estate agent has received um, uh, it received over it had 4 listings in the last week. And so just an incredible time. I had another one, 2 listings they created. And so I have you muted, but if you, since this is a webinar and we have lots of us on here, but if you want to comment, if you have any questions, you can type that in and I'll receive that and I'll respond to you right there. So this is interactive. Feel free to uh, um, type in anything that you want in order to make sure that I can answer all your questions. So you're going to really enjoy this. This is a time-proven process. I found this process from Core Training. Their clients only allow people that make agents that make at least $250,000 a year to go into their training. Their first seminar is $3,500 for the seminar, a 3-day seminar, which you're in essence going to get all the good, juicy stuff from that seminar. And then it costs $2,500 per agent to coach twice a month with one of Core Training's coaches, and you have 3 agents on the line with one coach, and you have to pay $2,500 per month. This is how good these guys are, and this is a 3-week session. So this is the first session, and each one of the sessions are just amazing and filled with all kinds of wonderful things that will literally give you more listings. So it's time proven, and this webinar that you're on is already time proven and has created multiple listings by agents that do the simple and easy steps in order to that you will do in order to have more listings and have more business. And so let us begin that. And the third week, just let me share that in the third week of the session that I'm going to actually give you Core Training's CD on the entire seminar that they had. So you are literally going to be getting free coaching, if you will, from me for the next 3 weeks as far as holding you accountable. And that's basically what they do in those 2 sessions every month that the agents pay $2,500 a month on. And by the way, Core Training then guarantees that within the next 2 years, you'll make over $1 million. And if you don't, they'll give you 1 year of you paying the $2,500 per month, that they'll give that back to you. And they've never given a refund, never needed to, because as long as you stick to what I'm going to share with you, these are easy principles that they've used in order to have people make over $500,000 per year. So what fun is that? And you're going to really enjoy the information that we have here. So it's a time-proven process. Again, Core Training Corporation is where most of this material is gotten from. They have given me this material because they actually want you to start producing $250,000 so you can start training with them. They have about 300 people and the owner agents that they actually coach with on a monthly basis. And the owner makes, I think it's like $17 million a year on it. But like I say, it'll make you more money than what you're investing, and you're going to get everything in the next 3 weeks. And so we're going to be meeting the next 3 Wednesdays from 10:30 to 11:30. And so I shared with you that this training includes core, so you're going to get core training, plus you're going to receive a little bit more. In fact, you're going to receive a lot more because I am, for those of you that don't know, my PhD, that's why they call me Dr. Hank. It's kind of my trade name, if you will. But you can call me the Hankers or whatever you call me, as long as you call me that. The Dr. Hank is, I have my PhD in mental science, and you're going to see that step one on this success path of the 3 overall ways to build your business and get more listings, that you're going to see that and see on how I'm going to really help you with step 1 on that, because of my experience being a mental scientist. And so we're going to also learn this training will also include the 6 steps to success, the 9 realtor laws, and scripts and resources for leads. I can share with you that this PowerPoint is about 45 slides. We're not going to go through every slide because what it is, we don't have the time to go through every slide, but I'm going to email you the recording of this, and I'm also going to attach the PowerPoint of this that you're seeing right now. So you're going to literally have all the scripts for different situations in order to get more listings. So I'm telling you, this is meaty as it gets. And so you'll get scripts as well as resources for leads. I'm going to share with you, I invested in the last year and a half my time in investing in different listing programs, different lead programs. And for those of you that also don't know, that I'm a partner, 50-50 partner with a fairly large real estate company, Ultima Real Estate, and we have 350 fantastic agents, and we'd love to have you join us, just $127 per month, and you keep 100% of your commissions. But in any case, that my main purpose for this meeting is for you to really absorb this information and take specific steps in the next week. I guarantee you that if you take a few of these simple, easy steps in the next week, that you're going to have some listings show up at your doorstep. And so the 3 steps to success, I would also suggest that you write this down. Don't multitask. Again, I'm a mental scientist, and I know that the mind can go back and forth very quickly. However, that I want you to really embrace and to feel what I'm sharing with you, because these are the principles of the top agents in the United States that are earning over $1 million a year. So you're getting core training, you're getting their expertise, and as well as my expertise, and putting it all together and helping you in order to build a massive business and more listings. So I'd write this down, the 3 steps to success. The first step that core training states is mindset. Well, I deal with people and help people to improve their mindset. Most of us think about what we don't want. You have been thinking that, oh, there aren't enough listings. And whatever you're thinking is your prayer, is your asking, and then you'll get not enough listings. And we'll get into all that, but this is a land of plenty. And the pond is stocked with fish, and there's plenty of listings. In fact, just for example, in DFW, that there are more listings than there ever have been. And same with your other markets, that there are either close to or more listings than there ever have been. So which means per capita of real estate agent, there's more opportunity, more listings available to you than ever. The challenge is that we have so many people moving into Texas that we have a problem with being able to, we have so many buyers. And so, but if you say, I don't have enough listings, then that's what is going to be delivered to you, not enough listings. And so I'm going to help you change that mindset. And there was kind of a way to do that and to start positioning it. So the 3 steps: mindset, your database. That after your mindset is your database. Now, again, in my live seminar that I did last week, that we found that some people had no database, other people had a CRM. What's a CRM? Customer Relations Management. So I would write down that if you don't have a CRM, I would suggest that you look into investing in a CRM. This is where you will actually start writing down all of your leads, all of the people you know, and you'll put into it. For right now, if you don't have a CRM, put it into an Excel format and have the person's name, their email, their telephone number, their cell number, and we're going to get to this, but also I want you to include their birth date. And so it was my birthday a couple of weeks ago, and how many cards did I get? And so ask yourself, how many cards did you get? I got 2 cards, okay? People remember who sent them cards, and you want people to remember you. And so with this database, you'll be sending out once a month, at least, a message from you, and maybe a message from the heart, just telling them a little about where you are with your business and your life, with your family, whatever. And then maybe some other tidbits that have nothing to do with real estate. And then developing and growing your database. That how many names have you put in, and I'm going to show you a way that you're going to be able to, before you know it, that most people, so each one of you, before anything, that on average we know 250 people. So your database should be at least 250 people. If it is, I want you to just begin entering this database and developing this database. And I'll share more with you as we go through. But these are the 3 areas that I'm going to help you with and give you specific information on where you can actually go get people's names and on people that you don't know, and get their cell phone numbers and get the information. People with divorces, those people are probably going to be listing their home. And so I'm going to show you all kinds of things. Now, I want to caution you that the poison pill that I have seen people take that has got them nowhere is the pill where you say, oh, I know this already. Excuse me. Because if you, in fact, know this already, then you would be making over $1 million. And so I'm going to assume that most of you on here right now aren't making $1 million or $500,000, or probably $250,000. The average real estate agent makes $30,000, and my average real estate agent that I coach with makes over 6 figures, over $100,000, so at least triple on what the average is. And most of my people that I coach sell close between 4 and 6 homes per month. So there are things, and one of those things is accountability. So I'm going to hold you accountable in the next 3 weeks in order to really start doing some of these action steps. I'm not going to ask you to do all of them, but I want you to identify which ones you're going to pick and then go from there. So those are the top 3 steps to success, and we're going to get into detail on all 3 of those in the next 3 weeks. So it's all in your mindset, ladies and gentlemen. And the first step to creating more listings is with your mindset. Most people think about what they don't want, and whatever you're thinking about, you'll get more of it. If you're thinking, oh, I hope there isn't traffic, that you're going to run into a lot of traffic. That if you're thinking, I don't have enough money to buy that expensive purse or whatever it may be, then you're right. You're going to continue to be in that state. You have to think about what will be and what you want. So this will help you think about what you do want and more listings, and I'm going to give you information in order to help change your thinking process so that you can think about the abundance that this world has. I tell you that whatever you think about, God makes more of. So if you want more listings, that God will deliver to you, your source will deliver to you more listings. And so the first step in changing your mindset is to magnetize yourself to listings. Your first step is to read Magnetizing Myself many times each day until we meet again. This is one of the keys out of the 2 people I just shared with you that had 4 listings out of the blue. And by the way, both these people are buying agents. They haven't focused on listings at all. But one step, and I want you to write down this one step that you will do, is that I'm going to send you Magnetizing Myself to more listings. And what it is, it's just 2 pages long, and it's going to improve your mindset, and you're going to think more about what is playing out for you, more about the things that you want and why you want them. Most importantly is to read this first thing each morning, and then during the day, whenever you can, to start changing your mindset. Now, again, I'm going to be sending you that. It's a Word document called Magnetizing Myself to More Listings. And what you're going to, and so I'm going to just read a couple of the sentences that are in there, but it starts with, and I want you to breathe in and just take it easy. Breathe in 5 seconds and then breathe out 5 seconds. And in fact, just do that right now and see how comforting that is. And just breathing in and breathing out. And as you do, you start to relax into the essence of who you are. And then I want you to read with feeling this magnetizing myself to more listings. A couple of those thoughts are, and just close your eyes and just kind of get into this, that I now call forth more listings into my experience. I have the power to call it the way I want it, and I now want more listings, a thriving business, more closings, and more money. Money equals freedom, and I now call forth more listings that bring me more money. I am a magnet and I attract more listings, more business, more money, more closings, and more good times. I am in my harvest time, and the abundance and happiness that I ask for and deserve is now flowing into my experience. I give thanks and now allow, believe, and expect my abundance and more listings now. So those are just a couple of the sentences that and thoughts that you'll be reading. And what you're going to do is you're going to start talking yourself into being a magnet to listings. So I want you to think about, so that's step number one that I want you to write down, and what you'll be doing is this is going to change your mindset. And remember, according to core training, this is the number one thing, is your mindset. What I'm adding to that is I'm really helping you to change the way that you think. And by changing the way you think, it changes your mindset. So here's some other ideas that I want you to think about listings. And I want you to think about them differently than probably most of you have thought. We all fish in a stocked pond. And so think of, there are plenty of listings out there, more than ever. Ask God for more listings. Ask and you shall receive. Whatever you ask for expands in your life. And remember, if you're thinking about there's not enough listings, that in essence is you're asking, and you're going to receive what you ask. And so that's why you want to start changing this mindset of, hey, there's plenty of listings. There's enough listings for me, and that there's plenty of listings for me, and that I'm going to get more and more. You live in the center of your universe. Whatever you call forth is going to come into your experience. And again, most people don't necessarily believe that, because they say, hey, I've been asking for more listings. Let's call that yellow. And then during the day, you're asking for and saying to yourself, oh, not a listings, and let's call that red. And when you take the color red and you take the color yellow and you combine that, you get oranges. And you say to yourself, I didn't ask for oranges, but the fact is you did. And so I want you to think about more on what you want, more of the things about that you desire, what's playing out for you. And so I'll give you an example here, that a client of mine, a real estate agent that I coach with 2 months ago, in our coaching session said, I would like to really get some water that runs through a property in Dallas. Now, any of those of you that know that in Dallas, there's very few properties where water, like a river or stream, is running through the property. And so this is what they wanted, though. And they wanted it for maybe a personal investment, but more so they had a buyer in mind. And so I said, well, why don't you just attract listings and make it on both sides, make it on the listing and the buyer side. And most of these homes are typically very expensive, at least $750,000 or more. So she started to put into her what I call joy shop in the morning. What you have here is magnetizing myself to more listings. What she added in there, and so you can add in different thoughts on this magnetizing yourself that you're going to read every morning. And she added in there that I want to have a listing property with a stream running through it. Within 3 weeks, she received 2 listings of this type. And again, it's supposedly, well, she was lucky or whatever. No, we all create our own luck. We create our own circumstances, and we do that through our thought. And so because she was so determined and had such faith in God and in knowing that when she asked, she would receive, she received those 2 listings. So if she can receive those 2 listings in this market on specifically asking for a house with a stream in it, you can easily, because you know what? You're as special as she is. And so as Lisa is, you're just as special as Lisa. And so know that you have the power too to attract what you want. And this is how, by changing and looking at listings differently. So another thing that Cora asks is, what are your goals for this year? So I'd like you to just write down right now. See, if you're not asking, if you don't put out there to the universe on what you want, that you're never going to get it. Okay, that we have to get somewhat specific, but very clear on what do we want. So under core training, that they say, what are you going to do? Are you going to go from 10 to 20 transactions? And in some cases, by the way, that's per month, they're telling people. Are you going to add on 4 more additional listings per month? And so additional in addition to what they have already. And so are you going to go from 20 to 30? And so 20 to 30 what? Again, they're talking per month, that they literally teach agents how to build their business and then leverage other people, other agents, et cetera, and building teams then once they get their own business up and running. And or, per year, where are you going to go? Are you going to go from 50 to over 100 transactions? But I want you to write down what you're going to do. What is your goal? And I can share with you that, again, core training states, and the reason why I am relying on them is they have this amazing track record. Okay, they only deal with people that are earning at least $250,000 a year, guaranteed that they're going to make $1 million in the next 2 years. So the way to do that and to reach these goals, the number one way that CORE has to reach those goals is you need to have more conversations about buying and selling real estate with people you know and people you do not know. Now, next week, I'm going to show you how to meet people you don't know, but who know you, because you've set it up that way. So that's for next week, and an exciting one that we just got out of my, again, live seminar yesterday with, and people were just jumping out and saying, oh my gosh, I have so many different opportunities I didn't realize that I would have, in addition to week 1, which we're going through here now. So a key here that's probably a little bit different is people you do not know. Their key, CORE's key, is in this connecting with people you do not know. And I'm going to show you the specific steps that they take in order to get to people you know and people you do not know. So write down your goals and write down. So if you just want, if you want to say, I don't care what it is, let's say next month, you want to have at least 1 listing, or within the next week, that if you have enough faith and belief that all things are possible with God, and that you really truly believe and are only thinking about that, I want 2 listings out of the blue next week, that you literally have the power in order to do that. So the 6 steps to listings. And so this is, again, core 6 steps on what they do. And step number 1 is something I want you to also for sure do. I'm going to give you a lot of different steps. You're going to be able to look at those steps and decipher which ones you want. But I for sure want you to read Magnetizing Myself to More Listings every morning and throughout the day if you can. And then Monday, what I want you to do, so there's a process on how to do this. I want you to select your the top 40, like the top 40 people, your faves, okay? The top 40 people, 40 or 50 people. I like using 50 people because that way you call 12 of your favorite people on Monday. And then next week you call the next 12 and the next week, next 12, next week, next 12, and then you start it over again. And action step number 2 for you in order to get more listings is that I want you to start calling on Monday 12 of your favorite people. Who are these? Favorite previous clients they can be. They can be your family that are within your marketing area that, could potentially give you referrals. They could be your friends, your neighbors but I want you to select. So if you do have a good database, that I'd like you to go through that database and identify who are my favorite 50 people. Okay, these are people you get along with. These are people that you probably figure, hey, they may be so. So I had one lady that she's down in Austin, and she wanted to that I coach with, and it was last year, and it was in August, and she said, "Hey, Dr. Hank, I haven't really done any business at all during the summer here because I've been with my kids, and so I want to make $35,000 within the next 2 months, so by the end of September." And so I said, great, let's look at the different options. So we looked at her whole business, different options she had. And what we identified is basically this one, that she would call her top 50 people, and that she'd see if, and because her database was a little bit older, she went and she picked her clients that purchased a home 3 years or more ago because they might be willing to move and want to list their home. And so she took those steps. And again, this is all about you doing this, because you listening to this webinar isn't going to get you there. But what it is when you identify what you're going to do differently. If we keep on doing the same thing, we keep on getting the same results. I'm going to help you to change your thinking and then give you some real concrete action steps here to help you to gain and move forward to what you want. So on Monday, so anyway, she called and she made $39,000 because our cup overfloweth when we asked that she made $39,000 by the end of September. So you can do that. And most of them, by the way, were listings. But again, look at your favorite. And if you don't have a database, don't be concerned about it. I had a person agent yesterday say to me, I don't know anybody. I just moved here. So I said, really, you don't know anybody? And so we started going through, somebody does her hair, that somebody's doing her yard, that, cutting her grass. I mean, people. There's plenty of people. She actually has a brother, and that brother's a dentist. And then I said, wow, you could specialize in dentistry with different dentists. They buy higher end homes, that I have a program for you that I can give you financing for 100%. And by the way, when you coach with me, you'll have all those resources because I have all kinds of resources in order to give. But there's right now a program I have for dentists and doctors, and they don't have to put any money down. So anyway, so she went out and made $38,000, and so can you, just by using and managing and doing step number 1, call 12 of your favorite people. Now, what do you say to those people when you call them? Well, first of all, what I would do is I would share with them that that you are now focused on listings, and that your focus and your expertise now, because I'm giving you the expertise, your expertise is with listings. I mean, I'm going to actually in week 3 give you a listing presentation that's what the top real estate agents use, and so you're going to get some real, concrete things to where you can say after these 3 webinars, I'm a master at listings, and so I specialize in listings. And then you can share with them your goal and say that I'd like to help 3 families every month to sell their home and to right size. There's some people that want to are empty nesters and want to right size into a smaller place. There are right sizing where a younger couple having children want to increase the size of their home. So it's about right sizing. And again, all these little words and maybe some new things that you're hearing, that it's all going to help you awaken. I'm telling you that by the time in the next half hour, we're already halfway through this webinar, and that you've already learned some amazing things that, wow, you can actually start go and implement these, and it's all going to be easy and it's going to be fun. I want you to enjoy this. So again, back to what am I going to call them about? Well, I'm going to call them and I'm going to share with them that I specialize in listings now, and that and you've been going through some training in order to really be helpful to people. Share with them your goal, and then if you don't have it, ask them for their birthdays. And so I want you to start sending out birthday cards to everyone. And it's an easy, simple thing. Go buy 50 cheap birthday cards. And while you're doing that, I want you to also buy so the 50 birthday cards, also 50 thank you cards. And in the thank you cards, I'd like you to and you don't have to buy all 50 Starbucks cards, but what Core Training does is they do $5 Starbucks cards on a thank you on a referral. And so back to the call, what I want you to do is send out birthday cards and begin getting people's birth dates, and then set up a process so that every week, every Monday, you sit down and you call your 12 favorite people, get their birth dates, and then you look at this week in your database on whose birthday is it now, and that then you send out a birthday card. And I'm telling you, people are going to be magnetized to you. They're going to remember you as the agent. They're not going to remember the agent that sent an email and at the bottom says, if you have any referrals, please send them to me, because people don't know what that is. All agents have been trained to do that, and most people don't know what referral. Who are you looking for? Are you looking for someone that wants to buy $100,000 house, a $500,000 house? Are you looking for buyers, sellers? They don't know. And next week I'll share with you specifically on how you'll get people to know who you're looking for, who your ideal client is, and be able to move forward so that you can really help people to help you by understanding your clarity now of what you want, and such as an ideal client and who you're looking for. So back to that call, you make the call and you ask them for what their birth date is, and you start developing that. Step number three, and again, I want you to do the magnetizing that we discussed in mindset. And then on Mondays, so this Monday, I want you to call 12 of your favorite people. And then the next Monday, 12 of the next favorite people. And then these are optional, but if you do all 6 things here, that you literally will easily double your business, and you'll have listings within a few days if you will allow it. So step number 3 is letter from your heart to 50 of your past clients. And again, if you don't have 50 past clients, that's okay. Go ahead and write this to the people that your favorite 50 people then. But a letter from your heart to 50 past clients can also be to your 50 faves. But what this is, it's just one letter and say, hello friend or whatever, and start talking from your heart. This is about building relationships with people, not about you necessarily getting business. All that will come when you can connect with people. And the most effective way to connect with people is with your heart. So what is that letter? That's you talking about you. your life, talking about how you're so excited with listings, about how the kids enjoyed the summer, or how you are enjoying your summer, or a vacation trip that you took. But I want you just a one-page, easy letter. You can type it out, but then I want you to mail that and actually sign that and maybe personalize it with, Dear Mary or Dear Joe or whoever it would be, but to write a letter from your heart. And again, these are steps that I'm not asking you mandatorily to do, but these are the steps that will get you to the success that you want and build a thriving empire, a thriving business. Then write down leads. And so I actually have a lead tracker, but it basically, they have Core Training as a lead tracker. All it is writing down. And so you can put this in your Excel or put it in your database, but every lead you get. So realtor.com, maybe you're buying some leads out of that. I want you to include those people in the database, not, oh, they're not ready to buy or they have bad credit or whatever, and never communicate with them. That you want to start touching people on a monthly basis with your CRM or just with an email. That I think, like Gmail will allow you to send a couple hundred emails every day. And like I send out 70,000 emails every week, like with my encouragement from Dr. Hank. And then my other things that I have during the week, such as I might have a $250 referral fee if you're able to, if you have a new roof to be replaced. I sent out like 2 weeks ago, and all it is a value to each one of you and to my other 70,000 real estate agents, that of a value that I'm sending out what could be a value for you. So I gave you the one where I saved, I think it was like $34 on my phone bill, and you don't have to do anything. It's through Alamo Title, and they just verify that you're it. And on your same telephone, you don't have to change anything. You go to the same place that you went on Sprint or AT&T, whatever. So, and the point is, I'm building relationships, I'm adding value, and that's what you want to do, is you want to stay in contact with people. This webinar has more people than any other webinar that I've ever had. And why? Because everything's getting more and more, because I'm connecting with people and they realize that, hey, I'm authentically the Hankers. I'm a good guy. I love helping people and helping people to become their greatest possibility. And as people realize that, the more engaged that they get with me. So that's 1 through 4. Number 5 we talked about is these thank you cards. For any leads or any referral, whether they work or not, do a thank you card. You can just say, hey, thanks a lot, or have it written, thanks a lot, and thanks for the referral of, Maria, and sign it and put a $5 Starbucks card. You know what's going to happen? They're going to start giving you more referrals. And then number 6 is start doing what Core Training calls great things. So this slide here, ladies and gentlemen, is the slide. Okay, that if you want to know real specifics and tangibles on what you need to do to build your business, you do these 6 things. Now, doing great things. Let me share with you what they recommend, and they're successful. And so to make 60 calls per week to people you don't know. And a little bit later, I'm going to share with you Cole Realty and Revo Gateway, some resources that you can go to in order to, Cole Realty is unbelievable. They have cell phones, so you type in an address. So let's say a listing. So here's a great way of doing it. So you type in a listing. It doesn't have to be your listing. It could be somebody else's listing. You type in that listing and that address, and then Cole will give you the 1,500 neighborhood, okay, the houses all near that home, 1,500 hardline and cell phones, which are about 70% effective, right? Because people have moved and have the same area code, whatever. But they go right into that area, and you can start calling them. And again, I'm going to give you scripts here on what to be able to say, but you can start calling those people and say, hey, did you know that one of your neighbors, on such and such address did this? And that's the way you connect. And you ask, hey, are you looking at in the future of selling your home? And if they say, no, that you say, do you know anybody else? Do you know any of your other neighbors that might be interested right now? And then if so, you can get their name, and then you call them and say, hey, your neighbor Joe said that you'd be interested in selling it. So it is, this doesn't take much time, by the way. That a great example of core training, what they did was that there was a phone call on the line with the coach and the three agents, and one of the people was asked, how many hours are you working? And the person responded, 45 hours. And they said, that isn't acceptable. We want you to only work 40 hours. And that next week, that lady worked 40 hours, and she actually created more leads and more business in that 40 hours, because you'll see that lots of us, but much of our time is spent on low payoff activities. These are hard hitting, high payoff activities. Step number 2 on doing great things is they recommend have 5 lunches. Now it can be a coffee, it could be a drink after work, but it's mainly break bread together. And so there's some power there, and some biblical meaning behind that on breaking bread together, and make it about them. And so I'm going to share with you a great story about so one of these top producers, her name is Claudia. She's in San Antonio, an amazing loan officer. If you're looking for a loan officer, she's definitely the one to have, and I can hook you up. And you have my contact information, and all of you are free to contact me with any questions that you have. And so she went out to lunch with one of these, because she's a loan officer. She went out with a top real estate agent. For you, you'd be going out with a loan officer, a home builder, or somebody that can help you, a referral partner, somebody that's well connected, which we'll talk about next week. But anyway, so she goes out to lunch with this lady. And man, she's telling this lady, this real estate agent, all about her, and what she can do, and all the different programs that she has, and all the great things her clients tell her about her. And and then after they gave her a card, marketing materials, and all kinds of stuff. And so that was about the end of the lunch ended, and that lady Claudia, she never heard back from that lady. So she went to her coach in that coaching session. She said, hey, what's the problem here? I went to lunch, and the lady didn't do it. And they said, you're doing this all backwards. That what I want you to do is, when you break bread together with them, make it about them. So she identified another top real estate agent, and she went on Facebook and found out that she was a grandmother and had grandchildren. So she called this lady up and said, would you like to go to lunch together? She goes, sure. They go to lunch together, and Claudia starts out, hey, tell me about your grandchildren. And man, that real estate agent just started talking about her grandchildren and where they're going and where they've been and how old they are and how cute they are, and just went on and on and on. And they broke bread together. They had lunch together. And at the end of lunch, that Claudia said, well, that's just great. I'm so happy for you and your grandchildren. And it's good, just great, and have a great day. And the real estate agent says, well, hold on. You didn't tell me anything about you. And she goes, oh, Claudia goes, oh, that's okay. We can talk about me some other time. And she goes, but, oh, here's my card, just so you do have my contact information. The next day, she got a referral from that real estate agent. And do you see the power of that? This is about building people, building relationships, about honoring people, about developing deep and meaningful relationships, enjoying this, thinking of this as people I don't know, as people are just my next new friend that I meet, that I can have a deep, meaningful relationship with. So back to have lunches, meet with people, but have it about them. All of, the different things that you do or whatever, people basically, they care about themselves. And so why don't you care about them? And then they'll turn around and care about you and give you business and help you and give you friendship and give you way more things than even money or business can deliver. The third step on doing great things, attend at least 2 events per week. And again, these last 2 slides, these are the meaty slides, other than magnetizing yourself, that these 2 slides are the bread and butter that's going to take you to what you want to do. I'm not asking you to do all of these steps, but I definitely want you to move forward with some steps that seem easy for you, that seem like fun, that seem like something you can do easily and in a fun way. And so as you look at this list, and the list from before, that 1 through 6, that, I want you to start looking at, hey, which one of those can I do? And I want you to write it down, because I'd like you to start doing at least 3 different things. And so magnetizing yourself, calling 12 people of your faves on Monday, and then at least one more. If you do all of them, I guarantee you're going to double your business. By the end of August, you'll have double the business of whatever you did in July. And so it's just that simple, and it's that magical. And what CORE recommends is that they say that they don't mind me like sharing this information, because they say most people don't do it. And that's why they need a coach. And so I'm there for you, or CORE is there for you if you want to pay $2,500. And so the fact is, most people don't do it. So, but you have the power in order to do this. I'm giving the steps for you in order to be successful. So attend at least 2 events per week. What does that mean? Well, these 2 events can be you attending a chamber meeting, you attending a happy hour. Go to Meetup and go find something that you really enjoy, and just get a name tag with your name and that you're a real estate agent on it, and go to these events. Go have fun. Go meet people you don't know, that you're going to see there's a whole world of opportunity that is sitting at your doorstep waiting for you to open up the door. And this is about how to open up that door by you getting out there. And so this can be easy and fun. And I want you to think about that always as easy and fun. This is going to be easy and fun, because that way you'll lighten up, you'll be more fun to be with, and you'll be more effective. Don't think about, the end result, gee, I want the business. Don't think about building the relationships. And from those relationships, business will come flowing powerfully into your experience. So if you decide, hey, number 3 is cool, then identify something that you're going to do, some type of event. Maybe it's just once a month right now, some event. Maybe you want to get involved in a charity, but start going out there, being out there, and that people will find out, because your name tag and because of you're talking with them. And next week we'll go over just an amazing way on how to do your elevator nice, sweet, and simple, and put it into the perspective. But so look at that and think on, hey, what kind of events? What CORE recommends? 2 events per week. And then what CORE recommends is 10 face-to-faces per week. So this can include meetings with clients, prospects, referral partners, lunches, events. So all of those things that we have talked about, but having 10 face-to-faces per week. These are the magic bullets, the quotient, and all you need in order to increase your business. So with that, I have interviewed hundreds of agents over the year, and top agents in the United States, and this is what most of us told us. So here are some other things that are just very specific, and you want to look at your life and how you're doing. It says keep a daily schedule to manage your time. I personally have a My Time that I teach people, a time management system. It's hard copy. Why? Because you can actually just write it down. When you're talking to people, you can write it down, have everything in one place. And by writing it down, because again, I'm a mental scientist, by writing it down, there's some power in that makes you to remember it, to do it, to stay on top of it, and not have things fall through the cracks. In fact, I can help people say say 3 weeks a year just by doing this first step that they recommend. And again, this is CORE interviewed all of these people, and this is what they came out with, that they keep a daily schedule. They know their numbers. So do you know your numbers? 60% of transactions came from referral partners, 10% from expired, REOs, divorces, short sales. Are you doing expired? So those are expired listings. Are you on top of that? I just had an agent who had a listing. It expired. They didn't re-up it. And within 2 hours, that property was listed by another agent, because there's an agent out there that's on top of expired REOs. And so do you know any banks that, what type of banks do you know? Divorces. So take a look at, there's divorces, and where do you get that? Revo Gateway, and I'm going to give that to you in a couple minutes here on their contact information. And remember, I'm going to give you send you the whole PowerPoint and this recording so that you can, and I would suggest you listen to this several times, because this is meat and gravy and all you need to know in order to build a thriving business and have more money and have more time too. And so they also dedicate at least 3 hours in that schedule each day to prospect for new business. And that's basically, new business is people that they have not met before. So I want you to be thinking about people you have not met before, that these people are your new friends, or your new clients, or your new business opportunities. And that what they want to do in those 3 hours is to have at least 15 to 25 conversations. And again, I'm not asking you to do that you already have just some simple, easy steps that you can do, but you will see that if you start doing it, you're going to love it. And why? Because it's going to bring you business. People are going to get, wouldn't you love to be like Brenda, that, after 1 week after this seminar here, that after 1 week had 4 listings out of the blue. She didn't have a clue on any of them before, and out of the blue, she literally just attracted them because she did some of these easy steps. And then they dedicate at least 2 hours each day for follow-up calls utilizing a CRM. So that's what some of the top agents, basically what they do. Common traits of top producers: they do more prospecting. They pick up the phone. They do not confuse this with marketing. Marketing is spending a couple hours printing labels. It is accountability. So common traits of top producers: accountability. They use outside coaching programs. That if you look at every sports there is, they have coaches. Virtually every executive of corporations has a coach, and many people have coaches as real estate agents, etc., and they gain great benefit. So again, you can have my services. I don't care where you go, but I would suggest that or I shouldn't say that. I care very much where you go. I want you to come to me, and that I am the best value out there, and you'll get a higher return out of me. But if you decide to go to some other coaching, this is the top traits of top producers. They also have daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly goals. What kind of daily goals? Hey, I'm going to have at least 10 conversations today that I'm going to that I'm going to write 5 birthday cards per day. That, whatever that is, that I'm going to add to my list 5 people today. That you will be amazed if you just would add 5 people every day to your list, that your database will be big and robust before you know it, and you'll be able to use that when you want more business. You can just turn that up, and you'll get more business and get the $38,000, $39,000 that my coaching mentee in Austin got. And many tell us that they start the morning with exercise. And so think about that. Now, I'm going to go through these slides very quickly, just so you're familiar with what's on them. But here's an actual schedule that this successful real estate agent does. Notice that he exercises first, does mindset, and then look at what he does. Makes 25 contacts, sets 2 new listing appointments, talks to 2 new real estate agents. That's a LO. And so for you, it would be you talk to 2 new loan officers. And then notice he also has family in there. That a case study with Glenn Ross, and this is what he does every day. With Ron Windsor, this is what he does. Notice that they have goals, that they use an auto dialer in order to make calls, and then when someone does pick up, he can answer on it. And so he calls it cold calls, Ron, here. So I like calling it, this is opportunity calls. It's not cold calls. These are just people that are going to be your next client for you. And so who can I reach out to that I don't know? So you can reach out to Just Listed, Just Sold, Geographic Farming. Go ahead and pick your neighborhood. You know your neighborhood the best. Have you marketed your neighborhood? It's right under your nose, all these opportunities and listing campaigns. I have one guy that has closes at least 4 listings a month. And you know what his secret is? He goes and he picks a neighborhood and he starts knocking on doors. And before he knocks on those doors, he goes to a local of the neighborhood he picked. He goes to a local restaurant and just starts talking to the local restaurant owners and says, hey, I'm going to be going out to the neighborhood here and I will for free distribute a coupon. So do you have a coupon like 50% off? And so the owner says, sure, free advertising, and I'll go make up a 50% coupon. So he goes to these houses, he knocks on doors, says, hey, wanted to first of all give you this half off for dinner at, Ray's Smokehouse, and then also wanted to know if you're interested in selling your home right now, because if you are, you're going to realize I'll give you a free a market analysis to let you know how much it's worth, and then maybe you'll decide that, at some point in the future, now or in the future, that you'll sell your home. That guy sells closes 4 listings a month at least. And he's one of our agents at Ultima Real Estate. And so there's all kinds of opportunity. And keep in mind this, an amazing statistic. 12% of homeowners are planning to move within the next 12 months. So that means out of 10 homes that you knock on, that one of those homes is going to be wanting to sell. Maybe now, maybe in 6 months, whatever. And that nearly 70% of those sellers will only interview one agent to list and sell their home. That's according to National Association of Real Estate. And so think of that. There's all kinds of opportunity. And so as you change your mindset and get these facts, because of honoring our time, and I'm going to just go through, there's literally people have Just Listed, Just Sold, to keep you thinking about your scripting ideas on Just Listed. And so here right is, here my name is XYZ, and I saw a sign. And so you go to people with Just Listed, scripting ideas for Just Listed, open houses, Just Sold. So what do you do? Here's the script for that. So again, I'm going to send you all of these, but go build your pipeline. And so we've talked about how to build your pipeline. Here, this guy spent 3 hours and made 128 dials, and he has 3 of them to sell this spring, a 4th one set to meet next week. So, it's all a matter of getting out there. And again, I'm not recommending that you do all of this right now, but at least some of these easy steps. And so again, there's farming ideas. We have buyers tell their story, all kinds of different calling people I don't know works. So the best list of numbers to get, that go to Cole Realty. And that core training. Okay, this is Cole Realty, and go with them. And they have hardline and cell phone lines. Here's their telephone numbers. There's another email and you can just go to coleinformation.com and check them out on what they have. Life event listings, so divorce, mortgage, etc. Where do I get that information? Well, you go to Benutech, which is Rebo Gateway, and Joe Glennon, and they'll give you lead category categories, data filtering options than any other system available. And so where do you get these things? I'm sharing with you, this is where you get these things. It's also public information, so you could get it for free if you want. So I'd like you to pick 2 steps and out of the 6 steps to listing. So already number 1, I want you to do, and remember we're going to do Magnetizing Myself. You're going to read that every morning, and I'm going to send that to you. You're going to call 12 of your favorite people, and then are you going to start sending out birthday cards? Are you going to write a letter from your heart? You'll find that it's really, it'll be good for your heart to do so. I start writing down your leads, thank you cards to any leads, and start doing great things. And so your success steps: improve your mindset by reading and breathing in, breathing deeply, magnifying yourself. Select at least 2 steps. And then next, actually we'll be back next Wednesday, not Tuesday, it's next Wednesday. So we're going to be back next Wednesday, and we're going to do that from 10:30 to 11. So 10:30 to 11:30 to 11:30. So it'll be, again, another one. And when we do, it's going to be about where to buy your listing leads. So I'll show you some places to actually get listing leads, activities to do each day of the week. So we'll actually go down what you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then finally, another magic bullet is how to develop referral partnerships. And to go more in depth of that than any other time that I have taught this proprietary process of mine, to really get you to embrace that there's plenty of people out there that want to give you and will benefit by giving you referrals. And so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you so much for our week 1, the listing attraction system. And you are guaranteed to have more listings and double your business now. All you need to do is identify what you want to do, and you will have it. And so I thank you very much. Any questions, that just let me know, and all the best to your success and to your happiness. Dr. Hank signing out. Bye-bye.